Hi, good day, everybody. This is Vivian. I'm a property agent from ERA. So today's topic I'd like to cover is it a good time to buy a property now? So before we start, I would like to have some disclaimer. Well, this presentation is strictly for information only and is solely my personal opinion. Well, we are in the midst of COVID-19 and Singapore economy has weakened and there are a lot of uncertainty ahead. So retrenchment news are everywhere. In short, we are heading into one of the worst recessions in Singapore, and this was reflected in the news 12 August 2020. So there are actually three upside signals that shows that basically we are actually in a strong time to enter into the property market now. Well, let's look at the signal. Well, basically, the first signal, this is about the HDB resale volume in July, which inched up the highest in 2 years, and the prices has also gone up high over the 2 years. So the second signal is about the condo resale volume also bounced up in July this year. Okay, this is the second signal, as is shown in the article here, 12 August 2020. Well, the third signal. This third signal is about the new developer home sales, which was up 3 times in a row. Starting from June, July, and August, average of about 1,000 units are sold per month. Okay, so this is in a Straight Sum article, okay, was in 18th of August 2020. Well, are you confused by the signal? Should we enter or should we not enter into the market? Well, Warren Buffett once said, be fearful when others are greedy and greedy only when others are fearful. So let me clear the smoke for you. But first, let us visit some history lesson first. So do you remember that in the year 2009 to 2013, the property market went up the highest in the year 2013. So the government actually introduced a series of cooling measures starting from 2013. I hope you still remember that. So look at this chart here. Well, if you look at the green color line here, from the year 2008 towards the end until 2013, the property index has grew by 31.6%. And now we look at this brown color line, okay, this brown color line here, it went up 24% for the household income. So it means that basically the property has outgrown the household income, and it means that a bubble is forming. So that's the reason why the cooling measure came into place from 2013. Well, of course, with the cooling measure putting in place, the party of the property prices going up has started to peak. So this is what happened. Okay, if you look at this cooling measure chart here, starting from the year 2013, that's this portion here, the blue color chart here, all the way to 2018, you can see that the line basically is dropping down and is actually stagnant. Yeah, so this is the part that shows that basically after the cooling measure kicks in, okay, the property prices, basically we are in a consolidation period from the year 2013 all the way to 2018. Yeah, so my clients and my friends are always asking me this question. If I buy now, what if I'm caught in the highest part of the cycle? Well, let's revisit this chart here, starting from scenario 1. Well, if you look at the chart here, yeah, we look at 2008. This was the peak here that was formed, yeah, and in 2008, the property prices started to come down for a year because of global financial crisis. It came down and it hit the bottom in 2009. But a year later, okay, the prices shoot up again and the prices never start to look back. Yeah, all the way to 2013, it forms the peak in 2013. So if you imagine, if you buy at the peak of 2008, well, you still gain if you sell in 2013. Okay, so 2013, as I was sharing with you earlier, there was a cooling measure starting from 2013 all the way to 2018. So this period is what I call the consolidation period. So the prices neither go up too high or neither go down too much. Yeah, so this is the consolidation period. And so now here, after 2018, 2019, people are asking, should I continue to buy? Well, we look at the chart here. What happened after cooling measure was implemented 2013? So after 2013, because of the series of cooling measure, a lot of buyers, they decided to hold back. And from the year 2014 to 2019, private home price growth is only at 4.5% and economic growth 16%. So what does this mean? Well, this means that basically the economy is outperforming the property market. Yeah, so let's look at the next chart. Private home price growth 4.5%, household net growth up 36%. And what does this mean? Okay, this basically means that the household are getting richer, okay, by 36%, while home prices are only increased by 4.5%. So it means that people are getting richer, they're holding more money. Okay, so let's go to the next chart, cash deposit. So cash deposit increased by 72% from 2013 to 2019. So what does this speak? Well, again, it means that a lot of people are holding a lot of cash from the year 2013 all the way to 2019. So there's a lot of liquidity. And last, from 2013 to 2019, CPF balance increased by 68%. So it means that there are a lot of people who have not gone into the property market yet, and they are holding a lot of CPF balance in their CPF. Okay, so all this form what we call the liquidity now. Well, so basically, Winston Churchill said, never let a good crisis go to waste. Yeah? So do you think that the property market has oversupplied? So we should look at the supply side now. So land sales. Okay, let's look at land sales very importantly, because land sales form a big part of the property market, because without land, the private developer has nothing to sell. So we look at 2017. Okay, you see that there's a strong government land sale in 2017, and there was a huge en bloc activity forming in 2017 and 2018. Okay, so it means that when private property developer do en bloc, the land sale also went up. The prices of land also goes up at the same time. Don't you agree? Okay, so it means that the property prices will also go up. Well, and look at the next article here. Private housing supply cut because of COVID fallout. So it means that government has also cut down on land launches. Now look at this. URA government land sale site. I would like to highlight number 2 and number 3, which is Northumberland and Ang Mo Kio Avenue 1. Okay, this tender, if you look at here, the tender opened October, November, and is only closing tender in March 2021. So it means that next year, after March 2021, these two developers will need about 6 to 9 months before they can actually do the new launches. So it also means that from Q2 next year, we are unlikely going to see any new launches or big new launches from second quarter next year. So this is an important piece of information that I would like the audience to take note. Okay, so is there too much existing supply? Okay, so this is also another interesting chart that you may want to take a look. Okay, so here we are looking at the unsold stock volume here. Okay, look at this part here, which is 2019 and 2019 Q3 and Q4. Look at the chart here. Basically, the supply is actually going down. is going down. Instead of going up, the supply is going down. Wow. Every month, the developer is actually selling 1,000 units, as I shared with you earlier. So for the last 3 months, the developer land has existing stock has go lower and lower. Yeah? That also reflect in the existing stock chart here, that is going downwards. So here comes the interesting part that you should not ignore. Okay, history has shown that inventory of unsold stock of this private property, if it's fall below 17,000 units, developer has to turn very aggressive and start buying up land. Because if they don't buy land, they would not have any land to develop more units to sell. Okay, so that's explain why they have to be aggressive once their inventory fall below 17,000. Okay, so from 2017 to 2019, as I showed the chart earlier to you, there was a growing number of en bloc activities. Okay, that actually push up the resale prices of private property. Okay, so this is important. Okay, so from here you can see that this chart here, okay, another important chart. So you can see that the inventory level is close to the level here that is in 2014. Yeah, in 2014. So in 2014 to 2017, it takes about 3 years for the units to be absorbed into the market. Yeah, but now we are falling. Every month, the developer are selling 1,000 units. So do you think that it needs to take 3 years for the existing stock to go down to a level of 17,000? Okay, so this is a very, very important piece of information that you should take note. Okay, so this is the government land sale. Again, we look at the government land sale. So in 2019 and 2020, okay, the government land sale has also gone down. You can see just now also from the chart that I showed you earlier, for 2020 right now, there are only 2 tenders in October and November. Yeah? So the tender has also went down substantially for a land shortage. Okay, so this is also a piece of article that shows that our government has reduced the government land sales since last year. Okay, so this is the unsold stock. So given this chart here, do you think that the unsold stock is going in the descending order, is going down? Okay, so what will happen in 2 years' time when all the stocks are diminishing? Okay, this is a very important question that I would like you to put yourself in the shoes of developer or any businessman. Okay, first, would you raise your price when the inventory goes lower? That is the first question you must ask yourself. Second, would you raise your price if there is less competition? Third, when is the excellent time to enter the market? Well, is it when the stock is limited and the developer has increased the price, or when the inventory is getting lesser and the developer has not raised the price? So this is very important for you to decide when is the right time for you to enter into the market. Okay, the next information here, that is the land sales will increase when unsold units under development is low. Look at this dotted line chart here. Okay, look at this dotted line chart here. So this is the situation that happened in 2021. Well, do you think that the land prices is going to rise in 2021 when there is a land shortage? Here, we have a touch on the supply. We know that now there's a shortage in supply in the coming years. So let's look at demand. Okay, very interesting chart here. Okay, look at the growth chart of HDB versus private property, well, in the last 10 years. So in 2013, okay, the green line represents the HDB growth. The HDB growth came down, and there was, the HDB growth went down, and basically it has remained flat all the way from 2014 to 2019. Yeah, and let's now look at the red line, which represent the private property. So if you look at the private property, yeah, private property, there was a dip in 2013 because of the cooling measure. So it went down and consolidate. But in 2017, because of the increase in liquidity in the market, prices start to went up from 2017, and it's still going up. Okay, so this is a very interesting chart that everybody should take note, and it should not be ignored. Yeah. So to avoid making losses on HDB, a lot of HDB owners are now trying to sell their HDB to upgrade to private property for better growth potential. So as I showed you in the earlier chart, the growth of the private property are faster than HDB. So a lot of these HDB owner, they are now selling their HDB to upgrade to condo, not because just of quality of lifestyle, but because of the growth potential of private property. So in the past, HDB hold on to their property because the home prices increased at 10, 20, 30 years mark. But now this is no longer the case. So sales of HDB, especially sales of newer HDB, especially those below 10 years old, well, hit high, 9-year high in 2019, as shown in this article. Yeah. So increasing number of flats sold in the last 10 years. Okay, you can see 2015 to 2019, the units that is being sold in the market has increased by at least 3 times. Okay, and potentially higher number of HDB upgrader. Well, you can see that in 2019 to 2022, in the coming few years, a large number of HDB flats will reach their MOP and will be sold in the resale market. So it means that this number of HDB upgrader, where would they buy? Are they going to buy a HDB again? Well, chances are likely not, because this upgrader, they would want to go and buy a condo for a higher profit growth. Okay, so you are going to see that the demand of HDB upgrader is going to be there for the next few years to come. Yeah, so this is on the demand side. Okay, so if this strong signal, liquidity, reducing supply, and increasing demand has got you excited and you are all ready to enter the market now, well, wait. Well, don't rush to invest yet. Yeah, it's very important to know that every investment carries a certain level of risk. Okay, so it is real estate investment. Well, I would suggest you to book a one-on-one discussion with me so that you can better position yourself in real estate for successful investment. Yeah, so call me now, okay, for a free financial analysis. Okay, I look forward to hearing from you. Well, thanks for this attending this sharing session. Well, my name is Vivian. I'm a real estate agent from ERA. Thank you so much for your time today.